Sportsnet Dodgers brought to you by Mercury Insurance. John Hartung, Jerry Hairston Jr., and Nomar Garciaparra. The Dodgers take the first two of this series against the Rangers. They've now won 7 of their last 8 games. And we talked on the pregame show how the Dodgers, at least here at home early this season, haven't scored a ton of runs early in games. Well, they got 4 runs in the first inning tonight thanks to Shohei Ohtani hitting a home run, Teoscar Hernandez a 3-run shot, and Emmet Sheehan dominant and efficient for 6 innings, Jerry, if you just take away those Brandon Nimmo at-bats away.
Yeah, listen, Brandon Nimmo's a very good player. Yeah. Obviously, he had a great night for the Texas Rangers. But back to that first inning, Jerry. Remember, I told you, these guys watch our pregame show. They heard the noise. They weren't able to score early in ball games. 4 spot in that very first inning. Shohei Ohtani and Teoscar Hernandez, big flies.
For Emmet Sheehan, that first inning, trying to minimize the damage, minimize runs, and he gives up a home run early. Brandon Nimmo definitely was ready, ambushed him, but after that really settled in, and it's up to the offense to also help Emmet Sheehan feel comfortable. Well, Shohei did that in the first inning, and so did Teoscar Hernandez.
And speaking of that man, Teoscar Hernandez, a huge 3-run homer in that first inning, and right now he's standing by on the field with Kirsten Watson.
Teoscar, you had yourself a 2-hit night, including a 3-run homer. Recently said that you're feeling very close when it comes to the swing. After the results tonight, how are you feeling offensively?
Man, really good. Obviously, been here and there with the timing, pitch selection, getting a good pitch to hit. You know, it's a day-by-day thing. Like you got to work on it, go out there, trust in yourself, don't use swing, and just go from there.
There was no familiarity with Jack Leiter, but when you look at just the at-bats ahead of you, the home run from Shohei Ohtani, the walk, the hit, what did you see from their at-bats that you were able to bring into yours to get that 3-homer in the first inning?
You know, I watched a lot of videos last night. I realized that he likes to throw changeups against righties too. So that gives me an idea to where to look. I was hunting something middle in. He left one. It wasn't a bad pitch. It was just up. But, you know, I just put a good swing on it.
You had some things, whether it was offensively, defensively. Tell me, when it comes between you and Andy Paz, are you going to put a line in the outfield that tells him that he has to stay on his side of the outfield?
You know, I thought it was my ball, but and then I realized I was playing to the line. So I think it was my fault. But, you know, at the end of the day, what matters is that he got the ball. We're here to have fun, enjoy what we do, and just trying to do it the best way that we can.
You guys have picked up 2 wins on the Rangers. That means you picked up the series win. Just how you guys have been able to do it, the pitching from Emmet Sheehan today. What was it like just playing from behind him?
And just, you know, having a plan, knowing, trusting the guy in front of you, behind you. The pitchers are doing the same thing. They know we had a pretty good team. That they just have to stay in the game, give us a chance to score some runs, and just go from there. We try to give it some run support to the pitching staff early in the game so they can feel more comfortable executing the pitches, and you know, and just make them more comfortable to believe in everything that they got.
Well, Teoscar, congratulations on this win tonight.
Thank you, appreciate it.
It is so great to see a healthy version of Teoscar Hernandez here in 2026. We're seeing great results from him. Hit that big 3-run homer to cap off a 4-run first inning. But it was Shohei Ohtani, Nomar, in the bottom of the first inning, right after Brandon Nimmo started the game for the Rangers with a solo home run. Shohei says, anything you can do, I can do as well.
And that's exactly how you respond. You know, you give up that early run to them, okay, and then Emmet Sheehan, like I said, only allowing just that one. Okay, I got to settle down here, and he did. And how do you give your pitcher confidence as well? Well, you get it right back. Now, all of a sudden, it's a clean slate. That's what Emmet Sheehan's feeling right there on the bench when he sees that, like, oh, now it's 0-0. That first one didn't count. Here we go. I can settle in, but a great swing by Shohei Ohtani, putting the team on the board. But listen, they weren't finished after that. There was quality at bats after that, and then obviously with Teo. But Shohei Ohtani extending that streak of getting on base with just that one swing there in that first inning.
I love the fact that the Dodgers responded right away, and that's just your job. That's your job as an offense. If your starter goes out there and surrenders a run, hey, get him right back in the game. And Shohei Ohtani does that right away. It's tied 1-1, but we were not done. Outstanding at bats for the rest of the guys, and then Teoscar Hernandez. He got a hanging Campio in her half, and he did not miss it. I'm telling you, one of the prettier right-handed swings you will see. Dodgers, 4th spot on that board. We'll also love Emmet Sheehan, the very next inning, quick.
Yep.
Second inning to get his offense back in the dugout.
And we'll talk more about Emmet Sheehan over the course of the rest of this post-game show. His velocity was up, so that was really a good sign from Emmet Sheehan. The results followed that. And then they turn it over to the bullpen. Jack Dreyer, a great bounce-back outing in the 7th inning. And then you have Tanner Scott puts up a 0 in the 8th inning, Jerry. And then in the 9th inning, it's Blake Treinen with Edwin Diaz not getting the call tonight because he pitched last night. It was Blake Treinen and Alex Vessa getting it to the finish line.
Yeah, Blake Treinen obviously put himself in position to shut the door, but obviously manager Dave Roberts elected to go with Vesia to close out, needed that one out to close it out. Both guys did their job, and that's the name of the game. Close out a win, and they did that. Blake Treinen and Alex Vesia. We know what I like about Blake Treinen. The velocity is up, and more importantly, the movement is there. Anytime you have that movement here, line drive right at Kyle Tucker for out number 1. I love the movement of that slider. Yes, he walks Corey Seager, but I love the movement is there. And when he has that movement, and here Max will tell you, he should have made this play. Kind of hits the heel of his glove. Error on Max. But Blake Treinen, that was absolutely filthy to get touch.
When you said what I love about Blake Treinen, I thought you were going to say the video game slider and the video game sinker that he goes out there with, as you mentioned the movement. But then you also have Alex Vesia waiting. Everybody in the bullpen is waiting and ready when called upon. And we know Alex Vesia is no different. It doesn't matter what the situation. He has the Red Bull and ready. He's got his hair lit on fire. He's going to come in with emotion and go out there and give it.
Dodgers get the win 6-3, improving to 11-3 on the season. That's the best record in baseball. Emmet Sheehan picks up his second win. He goes 6 innings, gives up 3 runs, had 6 strikeouts. Alex Vesia, first save of the year on his birthday. Teoscar goes 2 for 4, third home run, a double, 3 RBIs, and Shohei 2 for 4 with home run number 4 on the season. Here's what's coming up on the calendar. It's a 1 p.m. start time for Sunday's series finale. Then the New York Mets will be here Monday on Hello Kitty Hoodie Night. Wednesday series finale on Jackie Robinson Day. That one's on ESPN. All others on Sportsnet LA, including next weekend's games in Colorado. Well, how many times has it happened before? You join us as our headset guest live on the pregame show, and you get the save about 3 hours later. More reaction coming up from Alex Vesia and Dave Roberts. 6-3 Dodgers. Access Sportsnet Dodgers. Back-to-back wins and back-to-back free food from Jack in the Box. That's because the Dodgers had 11 strikeouts tonight. So tomorrow, just go to Jack in the Box. Get yourself a free Jumbo Jack when you purchase a large drink at an LA area location. Tonight, it was Emmet Sheehan carrying the load. He had 6 of those strikeouts, and Emmet Sheehan also picked up win number 2 on the season. Let's go inside the clubhouse and hear from Sheehan with Kirsten and the media.
Well, Emmet, when you look at your outing, I mean, I feel like outside of the 2 home runs, it seemed like the stuff was in a really good spot tonight. Did you find that? And would you say that this is probably the best that you felt this early in the regular season?
Yeah, definitely. I think, obviously there's some pitches I wanted to have back there, but delivery-wise, throw-wise, everything felt a lot better. Stuff was playing, and I was executing a lot better today, so definitely a step in the right direction.
Yeah, when you look at just kind of the bullpen and the work that you were able to do in between this one and your last outing, what do you think has been the biggest difference for you?
I think it's just a couple simple things with the delivery that were different. Connor and Mark have been great about, trying to get me on the right track, and I think it just took a couple outings for it all to click, but yeah.
How should having the 7 days between starts benefit you?
I don't know. It definitely felt like a long time. I don't know if I felt good. I've felt good the past 3, so I don't arm wise. I don't think it really made that much of a difference.
What's specific stuff in the delivery where you would kind of figure out?
One of the big things this week was the glove tap, just timing everything up. Before that, I feel like I was getting in good positions. I just wasn't timing everything up the right way, so I think that helped a lot.
How big of a correlation do you think there is between that and the velocity being where you kind of want it to be?
Yeah, I think it's a big correlation.
What was different just about your week of work here with the extra day and what you guys were doing?
We got to throw 2 bullpens, which was nice. Maybe, step on it a little more in the bullpen, try to throw it a little harder and get it a little closer to game speed, which always helps.
Was the fastball velocity being up, or just the way the slider was playing kind of the bigger thing tonight? I
don't know. I think they kind of go hand in hand, just execution, tied in with just being confident in the stuff. So, yeah, I think it kind of goes hand in hand.
How difficult is it to know what's maybe wrong with your delivery timing wise and be able to actually implement it, actually get the changes to be consistent, stuff like that?
Yeah, it can definitely be tough sometimes. Past like month and a half, we've been trying to work on it, and it felt like at times it wasn't progressing the way it should, but yeah, just stuck with it.
And really, if you go back to spring training, there was quite a bit of talk about Emmet Sheehan's velocity not being quite there, what we saw last year. And coming into the start, about 1.5 miles down from where he was. We saw 97 from him tonight, Nomar. He was averaging right around 95. It was a much better night velocity-wise, and it sounded like they were able to unlock something in his delivery.
Before the game, he mentioned that. He mentioned about his mechanics being off and not as consistent, and that contributed possibly to the velocity being down. But for me, it wasn't a matter of the velocity and looking at the number. It was also the way the pitches were coming out of his hand, late break, and the life on it. We're going to go to the K zone and see him, the way he utilizes his pitches today and was able to get some out, get the guys out today. Really a quality start by Emmet Sheehan. Yeah, they get you a home run, but here's that breaking ball. The breaking ball there, bottom of the zone, great job. But the slider, really loved the way the slider moved today. The hitter's going to tell you how good it was moving, but the slider was late, and there's that 97 you mentioned, John. That was a 97 up in the zone and getting a swing and miss. 2-0 here. Here's that fastball. There was even a little run to that fastball as well. That's also telling that he's able to get behind the ball better as well. More behind it. Mechanics are in sync, and he's able to execute. The slider was great. Fastball command done it on the outer half. When he's confident to be able to know that he can get that comeback on the outer head, like that backdoor fastball, kind of sinking back and linking back over the plate, that's when you know he's pretty good about his fastball, and that really just sets up the slider even more. Even though the slider was outstanding as far as the break, but the fastball command really set up the slider to get those swings and misses, the check swings like that. That tells you, when you see a lot of check swings, we've seen a couple of those in this game, that's telling you where the hitter's assuming one pitch, thinking it's a fastball maybe out of your head, and it has this coming like, oh my gosh, I am so wrong, and I'm guessing, and trying to stop. He was on point today.
What I loved about this outing, after he gave up that leadoff home run to Nimmo, he said, all right, that's it, enough. I'm attacking the strike zone. I'm going to trust my stuff. I'm not going to really worry about mechanics. I'm going to go out there and pitch, and he did just that. Gave up that run right away, shuts the door in that first inning. We get 4 runs in the bottom half of the first, and that second inning was outstanding. Probably the best slider I've seen from him so far this season. Great fastball command, and anytime you get 6 innings, I'll take 3 earned runs. Yeah. Giving your team a chance to win, but look at the stat line. Only 1 base on ball.
Right.
That's it. Him trusting his stuff, competing in the strike zone, that's when Emmet Sheehan is at his best.
And that's why Emmet Sheehan got the win tonight, his second of the season. Still more reaction coming your way from the Ravine on a Saturday night. Shohei Ohtani extended his on-base streak in his first at-bat of the game with a leadoff home run. The Dodgers going for the series sweep of the Rangers tomorrow. Carl's junior moment of the game, Jerry. We're going to give it to the Big Show right out of the gate. First batter of the game for the Dodgers.
I love this. We go down 1-0. Their leadoff hitter starts off the game with a homer. Guess what? Our leadoff hitter, I got that pitch too, or excuse me, I got that swing too. Before you know it, tie ball game, 1-0. The Big Show doing big things at the Ravine.
His 4th of the year put the Dodgers on the board. They go on to win it 6-3, and that means behind us on a Saturday, Jerry, Club Ravine is always in a good place when the Dodgers win on a Saturday and the fans behind us, they're loving it.
Oh, what a scene at Club Ravine. I was just listening to Too Short. Too Short was blasted behind us.
What do you know about Too Short?
Well, I know a lot about Too Short.
Let's head inside and hear from Dave Roberts right now, speaking with the media.
I thought Emmet was very good tonight. I think that the last 3 outings, each of them, he's gotten better. And for me, that's the message. I think in totality, however many pitches he threw, I think that a lot better quality of pitch making, the stuff. And so that's something for us to build on. And I thought the sequencing was better. I thought the delivery stayed intact. And yeah, there's a couple balls that we like to have back, but I think for me, he's a guy that should, get through 6 innings. He's physical. He has a lot of different pitches, and so this is an outing that, again, we take a couple pitches back, then it's a completely different outing, but it was certainly a positive for me.
In line with guys just kind of getting on track, when you look at Jack Dreyer, for him to strike out the side today, especially after an outing in Toronto in which he was just kind of getting back with contact, I mean, for him, a young player, what did it say is just how he's able to kind of switch back on and kind of get things going so quickly in the next outing?
It speaks to his makeup. He's got a very good head, and he adjusted from his last outing in Toronto, and, it was important to get him back out there. And, you saw the command today. The fastball was located. The slider was good and really efficient. That's who he is. And so not surprising. And it was, like I said, it was just good to get him back out there.
With Emmet, just kind of game state and bullpen aside, what can facing the top of the order a third time through, like having to push through that sixth inning, do for him from a development sense?
I think it's confidence, and I don't recall the last time he finished 6 innings, and certainly with spring training and this season, and it's been a while. So I think for him to go through 2.5 times or 3 times, a little over 3 times, 3.5 times, was great for him, great for the confidence, and his arsenal should lend itself to that. And so, again, you can fret over a couple pitches, or you can kind of build on the positives. And for me, to get through 6 innings and to feel like there's more in there, which there was more in there, I chose to go to Dreyer, but there was still more in there. So that was a good thing. And again, whenever he's slotted into pitch, I think it's going to keep getting better.
We all remember Andy Pages' catch in the World Series Game 7 where he basically dunked on Kike Hernandez. Jerry, we almost had a dunking on moment tonight, except it was Teoscar Hernandez in left field. Pages was in center.
We all love Teoscar Hernandez. We all love Andy Pages as well. And sometimes you need communication in the outfield. And Andy Pages does a great job. And you always have to remember, Teoscar, I love you, brother. I absolutely love you. But center field always has priority over the left field. Now, in Teoscar's defense, the ball was kind of shaded a little bit more towards left field. But if your center fielder wants that ball, he needs that ball, he gets that ball. And a little banner, friendly banner there in the dugout as well.
No more. How about this double play turn started by Alex Freeland?
This was a great double play here. When he's going to his left and then spinning around and throwing it perfect. I mean, that was a perfect throw by Alex Freeland over there to Hyesung Kim. And then Hyesung Kim, he just threw a rifle over there to first base to complete the double play. But really, Alex Freeland really got that thing going, showing off the range, showing off the athleticism, showing off the accuracy, and then Kim finishing it off.
Most second basemen don't do that. They'll just take the easy out at first base. Outstanding play there.
All right, Dodgers 6-3 over the Texas Rangers. They've secured at least a series win. They'll go for a sweep tomorrow. But Teoscar Hernandez goes 2 for 4, hits that 3-run bomb in the first. We've got more reaction coming your way. The ravine is rocking and the Dodgers are rolling. Dodgers beat the Rangers for the second straight night. Jerry, they don't want to leave. They just want to hang out here with us and enjoy what's left after the Dodgers make it 2 straight over
Everybody
Texas.
wants to hang out at Club Marine, even after hours, because it is the place to be.
It's a fun place to be. Jerry, we got to go Access 360 on the big show tonight.
In honor of the Masters, okay, big Masters weekend here. You got to have the driver and you got to have the short game. First, the driver. Great job of Shohei Ohtani taking a change up here. Okay, now back in the count 1-1. Looking for something to drive, can't drive that. He's going to find something inner half and uses a driver. Outstanding swing, head down on contact. We talk about light tower power. That drive went about
390 yards.
25 yards. That's what I had estimated. Outstanding job. One more look at it. Stay square. Great finish. Shohei Ohtani understanding the ideal launch angle, too, is 36 degrees. Exit velo, 104.5 miles an hour. Now using that driver. How about the short game? You got to be able to chip if you want to be able to score at the Masters. Great job of using the short game right there. That 60-degree lob wedge. Nice little bump and run. Have it stop there on the green. And look at John, negative 68 degrees. Outstanding job understanding your game. And look at him fly down that line. Shohei Ohtani doing all things, the long ball and the short game.
I was really impressed with that spin there to stop that ball.
Final thoughts, and we will look ahead to tomorrow afternoon. Roki Sasaki gets the start against the Rangers and 2-time Cy Young Award winner Jacob deGrom.
Access Sportsnet Dodgers is brought to you in part by Morongo Casino Resort and Spa. Less than 90 minutes from wherever you are.
Sunday, Dodgers and Rangers wrap up their weekend series. Dodgers trying to finish off a 3-game sweep. Roki Sasaki making his third start of the season. First two have not gone all that well, although he was a bit unlucky in that last start. So, Nomar, what are you going to be watching for from Roki tomorrow?
What we were looking for from his very first start in the season. He struggled with command in spring training. We saw that. So we're constantly looking for that. We see the amount of walks that he had over in spring training. We're trying to minimize the walks. We're trying to see the command with that fastball and go out there and trust his stuff in the zone and attack. Attack in that zone. And, sometimes you just have to say, this is what it's going to, if you hit me, but I'm going to have to make you earn it and go after some of these guys.
You work on your mechanics, obviously, in your bullpen session. Don't worry about mechanics. Go out there, compete, trust your stuff.
All right, it'll be a fun matchup to see Roki going up against the two-time Cy Young Award winner, Jacob deGrom. Dodgers going for the sweep. Sunday, first pitch at 1 o'clock. We will see you at noon on Sportsnet LA. Thanks for watching.